All right, Fando fans, I'm here with trainer Whit Beckman, the trainer of Honor Marie. This horse caught my eye early on, especially at the Jockey Club. When did this horse catch your eye? Because we did talk about it a little bit, this morning about kind of wasn't much coming in the barn at first.
Yeah, early on he was just an immature horse. He had a lot of very childish behavioral things. He would pull his halter off every night, chew it up, chew his bandages up. He'd take these black mats into the stall, the hay savers in the back. If there was something to destroy, he pretty much destroyed it. But I mean, and as far as ability goes, he was always one that just kind of took longer to go through those early paces. I was very kind of slow with him early. We didn't get him into a schedule, for a couple months. And then when it kind of, waiting for him to get completely perfect, he's never been that great of a mover, comparable to some of the things you see out there. So when we ran him, I was just kind of hoping, that he would get out there and show, that he was at least ready to go. But he exceeded the expectations. I knew there was talent. Did I think he was going to win first out? No. But at that point, I knew that, from where he came from, way out the back in that race, that we probably had something that we could work with moving forward.
And you talk about his movement. Sometimes, though, these dirt horses that run huge don't have that perfect body, that perfect movement, because these are dirt horses. So, the way that you've developed this horse, how did that play into factor? Like, how did you develop him into what he is today?
I think a lot of it was never really kind of framing him in any sort of scheduling. I mean, you try to maintain these weekly schedules and as far as getting him ready for races, but he's one that if he needed a couple extra days on either side of a work, or if he needed a couple extra days outside of a race, we were quick to give it to him. We knew he was a special horse, especially after that first race. He just really came alive. His works really got good. That second start, he did finish second, a really sloppy, nasty day, but, really proud of the way he ran. And we knew that once we got him around two turns, that's when we were going to see the Honor Marie that, obviously we know today.
I mean, I'm just getting a kick out of his personality, because before, when we were standing outside the barn, he was not acting like this. And right now he's hamming it up for the camera.
Yeah.
So he worked with a goo this morning. Let's talk about the work, because that's obviously a lot what the betting public is going to want to know. What was so nice about this work? Because he has worked with a goo before. Is that correct?
Yeah, early on, him and Agu were best bud workmates pretty much all throughout their 2-year-old years, because they're both talented horses, and I knew both of them, they would just give each other that kind of competitive push to put in, a lot. Yeah, he's like that. So with today's work, I wanted to get him kind of back matched up with Agu, who's a very nice horse in his own right. And the goal was kind of give him something. We're 9 days out from the Derby, kind of off a 10-day break, which was by design. I had 4 weeks to work him 3 times, and he's super fit. So today's work was just meant to be a solid, sharp move with a good gallop out, and he looked impressive throughout.
And you have Irish jockey Ben on him. He really fits this horse nicely, and it was almost just a really hand of luck, right? Just to get Ben and the horse together, because Ben probably would Ben have been your first choice starting out?
Well, yeah, coming through it, no. I didn't really know Ben until we got down to Fairgrounds, and, we knew what we were coming down with him. So early on, Rafa Bejarano was, going to keep them out in the Risen Star because he won on the Jockey Club with him. But then after that race, we had talked to, Florent Giroux worked him a couple times for us and really got along with the horse well. And I know he was real interested, but just some prior commitments didn't allow him to sit on him that day. But as soon as, we knew that was the case, I thought Ben was probably the best guy for the job, down in New Orleans.
And coming into this race, I mean, this is the biggest race in the world, you could really say. He is just handling himself like an absolute pro. Moving forward, how do you feel he's just going to develop?
Well, past this point, hopefully, we can get him to this point, kind of just stay stable at where we're at right now. I mean, here he is, and it's he just worked 59 and 1, and he's back here like nothing happened. I mean, he came back to the barn, was cooled out within a few minutes, So if we can just maintain this current trajectory, just keep this horse happy, which I know he is, yeah, I feel like we're in good shape.
So Honor Marie had a impressive, wonderful work this morning. Very straightforward. Came back to the barn, and obviously you guys can see how just awesome this horse is in personality and form, and he is in great hands here with Mr. Beckman. So best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
I'm very thrilled to see this horse go, and I know the FanDuel fans are as well.